Ladies and gentlemen, welcome you all to International Affairs being broadcasted from the SATV's Gulshan studio. I'm of course your host Shamsul Alam Pranto, bringing you the most important updates from around the globe. Before I start our discussion today, let me introduce my panel. Here in the studio, I have a senior journalist, Mr. Abdul Bari. He's of course a permanent member of the press club here in Bangladesh. I welcome you on to the program. Alongside, we will have Norman Floyd Barnes from Washington, D.C. And momentarily joining us here in the studio once again will be Mohammad Musab, our Pakistan correspondent. I want to begin today's story with a law that is a 150-year-old policy, passing it on to Norman Floyd Barnes. The Supreme Court in the United States has ruled that babies born in the U.S. have a constitutional right to citizenship, rejecting Donald Trump's bid to end this 150-year-old policy. In a 6-3 decision, Chief Justice John Roberts ruled that the children born in the U.S. to parents unlawfully or temporarily present are citizens at birth under the 14th Amendment. Passing it on to Norman Floyd Barnes, what are some of the updates that you have? We know that we shall be talking about the Doha meeting between the various negotiating sides regarding U.S. and Iran. A very good morning to you, Norman. How are you seeing this birthright citizenship, the row over the Supreme Court and the current administration? A very good morning to you, Norman.
Good morning and happy 1st of July of this year. Today we start out with the birthright issue. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 to uphold the law, the constitutional law that guarantees citizenship to any child born here in the United States. That was upheld by the justices with overwhelming support by the Congress and the citizens of the United States. So basically what it's saying is the Constitution stays in place. The 14th Amendment is still in place, and Trump's administration argument was insufficient to reverse the change of the 14th Amendment. So that is the law. The law continues as it is. So immigrants or anyone born here in the United States, child born in the States, considered citizens. So let's put that to rest. That's what it is. So at the same time, the U.S. is sending a contingent to Qatar to continue the talks about the ending of the war. So Iran is also sending a contingent. All these communications and talks will be informal, indirect with each other. So they're still talking about the details of how we get out of this hot mess. So these are the topics today, and I turn it over to you.
Thanking Norman Floyd Barnes. Of course, a very excellent opening to our discussion regarding the meeting held in Qatar. Of course, I believe this is a major setback for the Donald Trump administration. It's not expected. The decision is a huge loss for President who ran for a second White House term in part on ending birth tourism, and whose administration has been defined by a push to crack down on illegal and legal immigration. Turning to my studio guest, Mr. Abdul Bari, I want to ask you regarding this birthright citizenship, something that is a part of the 14th Amendment, 150-year-old rule. As I was saying, that Donald Trump is very anti-immigration, and he prefers to see it that way. And he also labels this kind of issues as birth tourism. Well, Norman Floyd Barnes also stated that it is a part of the 14th Amendment, and right groups are saying that is going to stay like it is. I want to pass it to you, sir. How are you seeing this birthright citizenship issue and your remarks regarding this week's meeting in Qatar? This is, of course, over the misinterpretation of the Islamabad MOU, and, of course, son-in-law Jared Kushner and his envoy Steve Witkoff is leading the negotiating team, according to the U.S. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, while Iran is sending a technical delegation to Qatar. But as according to Ismail Baqi, who had said there is no relation to the Americans' visit, no talks between the two sides were scheduled. So once again, we have like a quagmire situation between the two sides. The fate of whatever that was discussed in the Islamabad MOU is still hanging by a thread. I want to get your remarks.
The remark is just primarily we can say about the citizenship. Citizenship is the fundamental right of the people. If somebody born in the country, then automatically she should be the permanent citizens of that country. It will be treated as his or her fundamental right. Nobody have no right to cancel their citizenship. Those who are by born, if somebody do any wrong, then court can be punished. Court can be seize his other citizens' right, but citizenship cancel is completely inhumanitarian and is the entry of the that is fundamental right. So when Mr. Donald Trump did it, it was his personal concept. From this concept, maybe you heard that the few days ago already the American Congress they are decided that the one country's big decision cannot be run by the one man. So if Donald Trump like to do anything, then he have need to take permission from the representative, lower and upper, both. Without this, Mr. Donald Trump is not capable to do any drill. So it was anti-fundamental rights. So you know, you have need to think about it. This law is started from 1868. 1868. On that times, people is saying that if the other countries' people came in the America and by them any born new child, then that will be the fundamental right of that child. Father cannot be, mother cannot be, but the child is by born citizenship. So Mr. Donald is doing personally, and it was one kind of personal ego or something you can say. So court is doing very well. I support it as because court is the main things to justice my fundamental right. So the people, those who are victimized by the Donald Trump personal decision, they will be benefited, and the humanitarian right and the democratic characters of the America will be raised in the world. So I support it. The court verdict is correct.
Of course.
Correct. And the second time you said about the peace talk, this is the Qatar.
This week in Qatar they are having negotiations.
I already told about you, the hands of the Donald Trump's day after day is becoming small. Already his House of Congress already said, and the others also said same thing. The Donald cannot take big decision. A man cannot took big decision about the country. Of course, he have need to take share with the concerned body. So Donald Trump in this moment is unable to move or do anything in the Iran. So Iranian also know the one thing, it is not came in the media. The war in between Iran and America is started 28th of February, maybe 28th February, the first Iran and American war is started. From that time, you know, 122 nights, the Iranian young men, Iranian citizen, patriotic people, they are every day demonstrating. They said that no contract signing, no surrender, no slavery. Iran will not go to sign any contract to the America. Iran will not go to the surrender. So and slavery. On that 3 demands, the Iranian people is whole of the night they are showing their agitation from the day of 120 days is running. They are doing. So the Iranian public opinion is that Mr. Iran, you don't go to the America to surrender to them, not to sign any slavery agreement, not to do any peace signing to them.
Right.
To after they avoid for the greater interest, they are losing their great wealth. Mr. Khamenei is killed, assassinated by the America and Israel. Not only that, Mr. Donald Trump is already declared that And Benjamin Netanyahu also said that the Iranian leader Khamenei is already dead. So, they said that they did it. They did it. After that, Iranian government is going to negotiate by the negotiator for the greater interest of the public world. I already told 122 now, thousands of the people is gathering all of the main city of the Tehran and Iran, insides of the Iran. They started, it's endless, it is going. Somebody is doing here today, okay, 8 hours, then they are going, another group is coming. So, continuously the agitation, they ran 120 days. After that, Iran is going to sign. Now the matter is that all the threatened, you said this is psychological pressure, practical war, everything is finished. In this moment, America is sanguine, Iran is sanguine about it. It is the one kind of responsibility of the America to complete the war, in the war. No way. That's why in Qatar meeting, Iran is not sending their direct people. They said that, okay, Mr. Kushner and Wittkopf, they are already there. The Iran is saying that
it's sending only a technical delegation.
But not the high official, not the foreign minister or the
speaker of the parliament,
or anybody is not they will not go to join there. The reason is that they already stated and clear about it. We will send only the technical person. They will think, they will discuss with the team and others people how to execute the 14-point condition. 14-point condition.
Right.
Within this 14-point condition, America also, in this moment we cannot say America is the big agitation we have already worldwide, as because Mr. Donald Trump himself is now understand that it will be good for making or go or do negotiation with the Iranian. So, his step is more forward than the previous.
Right. Excellent remarks regarding the current situation.
You said about the
yes.
signing, contact signing. You are asking me the one is the citizenship and the Qatar and the signing. They already reached one point. So, Hormuz state will be run this, economy will run this, and the militarism will run this. Everything is already settled. Now, how they will execute the 14-point terms and condition, the technical committee and the negotiator and the America, they will think how to do what. So, the point is already selected. So, today or tomorrow it will be signed.
Right. Very interesting remarks, Bayub Abdul Bari. Some that I also understand, that is because the US Vice President J.D. Vance said on Tuesday that Iran's public denials of ongoing talks amount to deliberate Persian negotiating tactic, as he confirmed the technical talks between the Washington and Tehran are underway. Let me quote, and he said there were scheduled talks really which are technical talks building on the negotiation that we've already had. Those are definitely happening tomorrow. This is what J.D. Vance had said on an interview, the Michael Knowles show. On the other side, if you look at the Strait of Hormuz, Oman recently delivered a proposal to the US and other allies on the future of the vital waterway. According to a regional diplomat and a US source familiar, the security threat level for the critical strait has been raised to substantial due to the risk of mines and clearance operations, according to the Joint Maritime Information Center. Turning to Norman Floyd Barnes in Washington, D.C. As you were hearing Abdul Bari here in the studio, some of his commentary is quite important for discussion, especially the Persian negotiating tactic as mentioned by J.D. Vance earlier on. And on the other side, we see that the Strait of Hormuz, it is the nuclear weapon of Iran. To some extent, the economies of various worldwide nations have been shaken for the last 3 months and ongoing, and we still do not know whether or not the 60 days as prescribed by the Islamabad MOU will be underway, as it still requires a lot of work in clearing of mines. I want to ask you, the midterms are in November and today we begin a new month. how quickly can we see a resumption of regular traffic in this crucial strait? And of course, the negotiating never keeps stopping. Just last week, we've seen Switzerland. This week, we're seeing Qatar. I wonder which nation it will be next to be hosting these two sides to come to an understanding. Norman, how are you seeing and assessing this situation?
The situation will continue for several months. I do not anticipate any type of remedy in the next 60 days or 90 days. The issue with the strait is Iran will not give up its current status of controlling the strait. They are holding to the point that the strait is part of their territory, their land, their country is not international waters as the United States and others are continuing to be. And they understand their future is hinging on how this area is being controlled. They understand the economic power of this, the control of this trade, of this important corridor for energy in the world, and it also guarantees that they are relevant in terms of as the world grows and they are able to participate, something they've been sanctioned not to do. They will be able to participate in the new world order. So the discussions are talking about the technical aspects of it, how things going to happen, but Iran will not give up its current status regarding the control of the strait.
Of course, excellent statement from Norman Floyd Barnes, who definitely does not see a remedy to the situation that has been happening. Just to provide a compare and contrast for our viewers, today we begin July. It is one sort of celebration, 4th of July, which is a national holiday in the United States of America, signifying its freedom. On that very day, it will be the beginning of the funeral processions for the late Supreme Leader of Iran, the world's only theocracy, and I believe it will be joined by the leaders of various nations, which includes Bangladesh as well. The Speaker of Parliament, Hafizuddin Ahmed, is going to be in attendance, as well as Nasiruddin Patwari, a very popular politician here located in Dhaka. It is time to take a short commercial break. Afterwards, we will be looking at some of the pressing issues from around the globe which need to be discussed. Ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned on this very program. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Panto.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them,
testing nuclear missiles,
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing,
special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV screen,
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks,
preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
with Presidency of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Panto.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them,
testing nuclear missiles,
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing,
special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on International Affairs Today. I am joined in the studio with senior journalist Israel's leader Benjamin Netanyahu. Today, we also see that it is one of the growing issues and cause of concerns when it comes to the Islamabad MOU, understanding the needs of the general people of the world and Iran and the US negotiating team. We know for a fact that it is still negotiating while Israel continues to violate humanitarian laws in locations other than its own. I want to pass it to Abdul Bari. You had an excellent question regarding this. You may ask Norman Floyd as well.
Yes, Mr. Norman Floyd. I have a little bit question about the. I read many things about the American media. American media is a Politico. Politico is saying that the American foreign policy about the Iran, they are moving very cautiously, as because the once upon a time, though the relationship in between America and Israel was essential. But in this moment, America is not looking. Israel is a essential country, and essential country. They are not thinking. They are following the little bit technically. And the same time, the public opinion surveyor, his name is Mr. Daholio Shinlin, that man is saying that due to the Gaza attack, most of the American people, those who are like or support to the Israel blindly, the Israel is doing very good and well when their Israel hit the Gaza and about trying to attack the Hamas, the Hezbollah, etc. In this moment, only the Gaza issue, the American majority portion people is withdraw their support or support to Israel. They reduce their support. It is fact the American people now is not liking the Benjamin Netanyahu government or Israel. Is it fact? This is one curiosity. I am asking this question from my curiosity. The public opinion surveyors, what said, it is correct or not?
Norman.
Yes. Thank you for the question. The public opinion has swayed, has dramatically shifted, largely due because of the technique and the tactics of the Israeli government in regards to Gaza, in regards to what they're doing in Lebanon, and also with the impact it's having on Iran and this the closing of the strait. Which I interpret as here is that now the U.S. citizens, the people in the United States, are now seeing the effects of this action and that data eliminated. And this is something that the average American is not willing to accept. They're saying, well, if they can do it there, they can do it anywhere. And why are we supporting this when basically we don't see where Israel is really contributing to our benefits, our economy? We understand that we are spending money. That money is coming from our budget. Our taxpayer dollars are used to support a killing machine that is basically all they are producing is death. They have not produced any type of a leeway to say the war. They went in the war, but what war? They're defeating the enemy. What enemy? We haven't seen who the enemy. We haven't seen one evidence of Hezbollah being defeated. All we see now is that the pain and suffering because of the activity, the military action, basically, is now affecting the pocketbooks and the livelihoods of America. And we have a administration who's currently engaged in a military action that hasn't been sanctioned by the Congress. It has not been sanctioned. We also in the process of talking about a peace term, and we're still engaging, just like our brothers in Israel, engaging in ceasefire military action. We are still attacking. Israel is still attacking the region. We are now attacking Iran, and we're supposed to be talking about peace, but all we see now is that our pocketbooks are becoming less, and we are losing money. We are spending money, but with no results, and no one sees an end to this situation. They are talking, but nothing has been come to the table. There never have been anything done with Gaza. Gaza is supposed to be peace, supposed to be redevelopment, supposed to be done for the people. We still have the initial issue, two-state situation. Where will the people in Palestine go? What would they have? Would they have their own country, or will they just basically fade away into the history, the civilization? So there's no definitive answers. There's no performance metrics that being seen. There's no proof that any success is going to happen out of this engagement and our involvement with Israel. Israel brings, as they say, brings nothing to the table. They take away, but they bring nothing to the table. And the benefit of that is very waning from the United States, and they are reconsidering what is our purpose with Israel, what is our involvement, how do we see our future with Israel. Israel is on a mission to destroy Hezbollah, but it's like you're fighting a ghost. They can't identify them, they can't control them, and they can. All we see is that we're spending more and more money for something that has not produced any type of benefit to the people of America, and even so the rest of the world. The rest of the world is now suffering because of our involvement and the way we engage this region, and is now going to have to shift and change. So we are seeing a new world order coming to plan alternatives being the sort. People are now, other governments are now talking about alternative way of dealing with the situation outside of the military might of the United States and Israel. That is not working. They don't see a military solution, and Congress is going to have a very difficult time approving any type of additional military action into a unproven, unsubstantiated military action in that region. It's just not going to digest very well with the people because no one sees an answer, and the administration hasn't given us an exit plan. They haven't showed us anything except, hey, we're going to get out there, we're going to do these certain things with sanctions, but there's no plan of the future. That is the issue. No plan.
Right. Excellent commentary by both Abdul Bari as well as Norman Floyd Barnes. I must look at other issues as well, which has a very drastic worldly issues. We must talk about it as well. We've seen how Venezuela has gone through 2 earthquakes that has caused enough lives lost. More than 2,000 people have been confirmed killed, as many are still stuck under the rubble even after a week. Let me also ask Norman Floyd Barnes regarding this very issue. According to political analyst Carmen Beatriz Fernandez, who's the director of a consulting firm of Data Strategia, she has stated that people are outraged. What we are seeing is this is a tragedy as a reflection of another tragedy, which was dedicated to the state's capacities solely to repression and propaganda, which dismantled the state's capacity to provide basic needs. These are the commentary that is coming out of the Latin American nation, as there comes a time after the search and rescue that scientifically no more survivors will be found alive. It is very, I feel very nervous and very scared to even imagine the common thoughts of the Venezuelans. On the other side, we see that it is the hottest day in New York City. According to its mayor, Zoran Mamdani, is the 1st of July, and we may also see the temperature going up as hot as 112 degrees Fahrenheit. It could be the hottest 4th of July since 2010. A very short comment regarding these issues from Norman before I can come back in the studio. Norman, how are you seeing it? We know that a heat wave is essentially coming into the U.S. mainland. What are some of the preparations you are seeing? We've seen one with Mamdani. What are some of the preparations you will be seeing in the coming days? Norman.
Yes, the heat wave is on. We are preparing here for the 250th anniversary, the big gala here in Washington, D.C. Everyone knows the heat is on. It's going to be horrendous. We're looking at over 100 some degrees here in Washington, D.C. itself, and all parts of across the United States. This is something, I mentioned it before, these things are known. Preparation for that is still unknown. We talk about the heat, but there's no preparation on how to deal with that. People will suffer from this. They will suffer more because we do not have a plan. I have, again, the plan on dealing with the heat is right now they're looking at, okay, we have a hot day, 2-3 days, then it goes over. Well, it's a little bit more in depth to that. We're talking about hydration, water. We're talking about current health situation. All these things can happen, and we still do not know what's in store for us by Mother Nature. Venezuela is suffering there. What you're seeing in Venezuela is basically a catastrophe. This is a situation where there are people digging with their hands to get out. There's been no mechanical, no government equipment there to pull to salvage the area. This is a breakdown. It tells me that the government is not in control. The situation is going to go back to, okay, we're going to say because of the invasion by the United States, we are dismantling. We're just a paper mache government, and it's coming across to the people that is the case, that they do not have control of what's going on. We're looking at over 70,000 people still missing. 70,000, and we already crossed that 72-hour period. So the number's going to go up, and with this heat and everything else, we may get into the hundreds of thousands of people missing. That's how drastic this situation is looking towards. So unless something happens, we're going to see a major, terrible act.
Right. Very important remarks regarding wildfires, regarding the hottest day in New York from Norman Floyd Barnes, as well as the actual drastic ground report from Venezuela. It's time to take a break, and afterwards we will look at some of the issues pertaining to our geographic locations, Asia and Southeast Asia as well. Ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned for more on this very program. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Panto.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
Opening an open war conflict with them.
testing nuclear missiles,
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing,
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV screen.
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
With presidency of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Panto.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
Opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV screen.
really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
Simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on International Affairs. In his last segment, we were talking about the drastic situation in Venezuela and, of course, the U.S. politics, some in favor and some definitely not in favor of the Trump administration. Alongside, we were also checking some of the issues with the world. Now, focusing on our arena. Here in Bangladesh, we are stepping in to the fiscal budget of 26 and 27. Let me read out a news which is, of course, protecting the austerity of Bangladeshi people. The post-budget dinner for the 26-27 fiscal year has been cancelled on the instructions of our Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. It is, of course, going to save, and it is expected to save the government approximately 50 lakh BDT. Of course, this is the day every year that the budget is passed on. I want to also ask regarding the border situation with our neighbor India and some of these issues that have been happening more or less over the last few weeks as well regarding that. And of course, it is the month of July. It will always be there in history as the month that a dictator was ousted. Of course, famously noted July the 36th. A lot of people here in Bangladesh do see eye to eye on this kind of movement in ousting a dictator. So I want to ask you, how are you feeling as some of these measures by our current Prime Minister seems to be to the benefit of the people, benefit of the country? What are some of your observations, Abdul Bari?
The observation is that when the big revolution started or held in any countries of the world, after that need to take time to the people's amen is already destroyed during the time of war, during the time of unrest, during the time of movement. So the 1st July to 36, July 36, the people is saying that it is very highly noted that July 36. The July 36 started from today. But what sort of achievement we gain by this movement is that after a long time, the many damage, we got a stable government in Bangladesh. And our stable government today, about you said that the budget, 50 lakh taka saved to avoid the dinner or something.
And the measures of the Prime Minister,
the 50 lakhs in a country, as per ratio of the budget and others, 50 lakhs is nothing. Right. But it is symbolic. The government have their aim to save the state money. So it can be thankful to the government. This is very good decision. But at the same time, we have need to save about it, to run this our National Assembly, or that is the Parliament. The 1 minute's price is 1,72,000 taka. So far my knowledge, I am not sure about it. We like to see the permanent will say it always they pass their rule or the law in favor of the country. If somebody go to say anything, the personal grass to the anybody, damaging to the anybody, this parliament also speaker is already through the rule. Who is not present in this assembly or the parliament, then we cannot criticize them. If the member or the minister is present,
Right.
then you can.
Even those who have debt in the bank cannot be a part and cannot be sworn in
Yes, yes.
as a member of parliament. We've seen someone very recently as
we
well.
are looking that some of the people, by their own interest in the parliament, they are saying, throwing their personal interest. It is not ethical. It is not ethical to damage any industrialist, damage any business group is not the part of concerned people. The parliament is only for the rule, for the law, amendment of the law, create of the law, for the public interest, they can. But personal interest cannot be raised in the parliament. If anybody
Right.
do it, it is not ethical. So,
Right.
the speaker is already ruled and say that who is not present in this parliament.
We cannot
and
discuss about that.
Yes, not only that, who have not any right to reply the question, this sort of question cannot be asked.
No, we've seen how many talks have been expunged very popularly.
So if they said about our talk show, if they said about it, we have no scope to reply them in the parliament. So it cannot be the part of parliament to raise.
Right.
Already rule is already given by the speaker. It is very good decision. To
Right.
save the money is this government good decision. This government is already visited the Malaysia and
China as well.
China. That's because we have need the main source of the manpower supply country is Malaysia is big market than the Middle East. So in this moment, the prioritarily our Prime Minister is already visited one special country where we have connection to earn remittance. And you look, in Bangladesh, all industry before time, it was completely dependent up to the Indian industry and the businessmen and the raw materials. But now, you look, our Bangladeshi all industry, base economy is dependent up to the China. Everything we are bringing from China.
Right.
Every technology we are adapting here is from China. So, you can see the priority basis. So, the visit of Malaysia, number one, and visit of China, two, is very justified decisions of the present Prime Minister.
Right.
So, we can see the hope, the government head is moving through the proper channel, and then expectation of our like people, our like non-political people. We are not political people. We are here is only for the interest of the nation and the country, etc. So, we can say the 50 lakh taka saved by the name of lunch or what you said?
As the post-budget dinner.
Dinner. It is very good. We have need many huge money to rescue our economy. Economy is already destroyed. You look, majority portions of the industry is collapsed. And the businessmen, if you go to the seminar, the Bangladesh Bank seminar and the other economical seminar,
Right.
I saw it in the newspaper, media, YouTube, etc., social media. Most of the time, the industry is saying that the make situation hassle-free business, we like to do business. Not only that, the one businessman already told it to the media, the 200 businessmen already leave Bangladesh. They are set up their business in
Very
Dubai.
scary thought to actually comprehend.
They are setting their business in Dubai. They are setting this business in Singapore, Malaysia. The reason is that if they do not feel comfort to run their business in the Bangladesh,
They have no other option than to go out.
not only that, I heard that the one Chattogram-based industrialist, one meeting, he already raised this question to the Bangladesh Bank governor. Our children is educated. They are taking education from the foreign. Their mentality is like the foreign. So, if Bangladesh is not rectified their system, if the Bangladesh is not doing the justified decision or action again about the business, then our son will not be stay in Bangladesh. Why they will stay in Bangladesh? Right. So, it is very dangerous thing. They already did. You know, I am going to the back. During the time of British rule, the one economy was only the agriculture base. When The Englishman is thinking that by whipping to the farmer and they bring money, the state will not be run. They think to divert it.
Of course, the plunder of the century by the East India Company.
This is a feudalism already closed due to this reason. If the government is not taking any proper step to run the business in the country and they are not help the businessmen to run their factory, run their business, if the sufficient revenue will not be. You look, only we have revenue one, remittance is coming from the outside. Government is saying that okay, airport we will do this, but practically is nothing here. Practically is nothing here. So the main point is to raise the remittance revenue. Second is the industrial tax. You look, the man is saying that $45 is taking by government. By this $45, the customs are collecting them from $55 revenue. They said that, okay, you taking $45, you can take customs duty 45, why you are taking 55? It is not justified. So, you look, you are going to do anything, the government people, those who are sitting, they are unnecessary, imposing the excessive tax. Do this. If you do, this is my money, this is my brain, this is my labor. Who are you to pressure me? It's my business, I know.
Excellent example.
You look all over the world, we have many embassy. Embassy is not finding business. Foreign business is funded by the businessmen. They are visiting in the country. They are visiting. They are looking this is the business policy. There is the business source. They are doing there. They are going there. And government level, they are using the embassy. Embassy is not the founder to the new economy raise point. So, some of the time we are looking, the government unnecessarily stopping businessmen, you cannot go out. Thousands crores takas property and industry in the Bangladesh. If some businessmen go in the outside to find out the good business, why the government will stop him?
Right.
What is the reason?
I must stop you there.
Of course, he will come back, not due to you. He will come back for his property.
For his assets and liabilities.
His liabilities. You look, the one company have 88,000 employees. They have the many property. If you allow them to go out, they will fund out business from the Bangladesh. But if you stop there, you cannot go outside. How the business community will develop? Every government is moral duty to increase or assist businessmen to earn more money.
Right. Sir, I must stop you there. Very elaborate answering regarding some of the situations here in Bangladesh. I must thank you for your patience and your contributions towards this program. Of course, some of the very important comparisons you've kept as of recent. As I finish the program for today, I must thank you as well for joining us on International Affairs. Thanking Norman Floyd Barnes for joining us from Washington District of Columbia. And of course, today is 1st of July. It's also looked as the International Fruit Day. It is celebrated every year to raise public awareness about fruits. This day encourages us to appreciate the nutritional, cultural and environmental importance of these elements as well. On this day, healthy eating habits and social participation are encouraged through several activities such as giving fruits as gifts, organizing fruit tastings and supporting sustainable food systems. With that being said, it is a time to finish the program. I am signing off on International Affairs. I shall be with you all on tomorrow's episode.